I shouldn't be this sad over an inanimate sticker, but I was. Hi, hello. Welcome to another graphic designer reviews blank, where I, a graphic designer, review products based on their graphic design, packaging, sustainability, all that, and if the product actually works, because goodness knows we have so many products within the health and wellness industry that claim to do a lot of things, but they really fall flat. Just saying. Anyway, I just also wanted to say that I recorded this earlier, but my camera settings were off. I didn't have this whole setup yet. So here we are. You might see some clips from the previous video because I opened the product and everything. No! Yeah, mistakes were made and I'm not buying another one because it was expensive. Overview! Summary deodorant, not sponsored. I don't even know if I need to preface that because obviously no one is sponsoring me at this point in time. So I first saw Summary on Instagram hitting me with ads constantly like you do. I think in 2019, but here we are in 2021, finally bought one. Ads totally work. So Summary started out as a deodorant company. I can't find a lot of background information on their website. Honestly, it just looks like their website is full of marketing fluff, which is not very helpful, but if you need a website to house your products to sell and you need some information, I guess that's the avenue you go down. Not a lot of information on their website is kind of a red flag for me. The pink flag, I guess it's a red flag. But what I do know is that their product is vegan, they love daily rituals, and they're innovative, cruelty-free, and tested by dermatologists. So I guess that's all I need to know. I mean, I would love to know, why was this company started? And, I guess they kind of explain that. But what I like is that Summary doesn't contain any nasty or controversial ingredient like sulfates, aluminum, zirconium, and they don't have any parabens like a lot of conventional deodorant, so that's fine for me. That's all I care about. This was $18. I don't know if they know, but we're in a pandemic. I mean, I don't know if I know because I bought it. I usually never spend more than $10 on a deodorant. $10 seems reasonably expensive, you know what I mean? I hope it works at this point. I mean, maybe $10 is a small price, not a small price to pay for masking BO in a more holistic manner. If it even works sometimes. Sorry, natural deodorant. Keep working on your formulas. Like I've said, $20 is usually my limit for when I'm looking for things to buy to test out, but sheesh. Sound like a goat or something. So I've opened it, of course, in my last video, and you'd know if I'd opened it because it is sealed like this, but I'm very excited and also scared because I don't want to ruin the no. So I thought this was going to be a plastic sticker, but it's paper and it's gonna be destroyed when I open it. I'm crying on the inside, but I won't let you see the tears because it's so sad. And my heart is broken over a piece of sticker. So I'm very excited to open it again. Pretend it's the first time. Just pretend it's the first time I'm doing this because I already opened it. First mistake I made recording this, I thought this pulled off. It does not. It is a twist cap. Let's get to it. I'm about to open it. And did not make that mistake the second time. Just wanted you to know that. If you haven't seen Summery or heard of Summery, it's very exciting to know that this deodorant in particular has a beautiful magenta fuchsia color, so I feel like I'm not mashing per se, because this is totally a more pink product, but like, so cute. Okay, well, like that. So it smells really good. It smells fresh. It smells very fresh. It smells like, okay, I don't know if you've tried like natural mint gum, but it smells like natural mint gum. It's not overpowering. It's just very light and minty. It smells like I just brushed my teeth. Take a sniff, see if it's for you. Take a bite. I don't know, it just looks like you could eat it, but don't eat it. So if you're into that, feel free to get this $18 deodorant stick. Let's talk about the benefits. So on their label, they have 4 star ingredients. Each of them have numerous properties outside of deodorant and skincare and all that stuff. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep it product specific. So their star ingredients include butterfly pea flower, which is rich in polyphenols, specifically anthocyanidins, which have antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant properties. You can find them in a bunch of blue and purple foods. Wherever you see blue and purple, think anthocyanidins, because cyanidins, what else in the design realm has the word that sounds like cyanidins? Cyan. So the next one is witch hazel water. This helps reduce skin irritation and helps protect against skin damage, which is great because I've gotten actual rashes on my armpits from deodorant brands that use baking powder as an ingredient. So having an ingredient that promotes a healthy inflammation response, amazing. Love to see it. The next one is bamboo powder, and this is a fun one. Not that they aren't all fun, but I like to see bamboo used in different ways. Bamboo powder helps absorb odor, and it also helps absorb sebum. Sebum is what creates that stress sweat smell. So stress sweat and like activity working out sweat, like they are 2 different kinds of sweat living in the same armpit. I'm looking forward to using that because I am 89% shivering chihuahua in most normal situations. And it helps mattify skin, because who doesn't like a shiny armpit? I know I don't. And lastly, white willow bark. This ingredient has a compound similar to aspirin, and it's also great at reducing the size of pores. I can imagine that this would be a great property to have in your deodorant because sweat comes from pores. So if you have smaller pores, then you get smaller sweat. Science. It also has anti-inflammatory benefits. Most of them have anti-inflammatory properties, so no flames in these pits. That was dumb. They don't go into all this detail on the label because, like, number 1, there's not enough room. And number 2, probably everything that I just said is not FDA compliant. But I'm not here to be FDA compliant. That's my day job. Has this been here the whole time? So I'm gonna actually test this out right now. Before I try out a new deodorant, I detox my armpits with a clay mask. If you want me to go into detail on why I make a detox clay mask thing and how, give me a thumbs up or comment. Or do neither. I don't have a purple tank, so this is close enough. You're going to want 1 part clay, 2 parts liquid. I usually wait an hour because since the clay is so pulling, you want to make sure that all the water is slurped up into the clay. But I don't got that kind of time because I procrastinated making this clip. Amazing. So you're going to want to put this on for at most 20 minutes. You can do probably 10 to 20 minutes. You don't need a lot on your armpits, but a half a tablespoon of clay can go a long way. So you can save this in the fridge or do whatever else you want to do. So I just rinsed off the clay, didn't use any soap or anything, just water. I smell like nothing, and that's great. I applied it on my arm, so you don't have to look at me apply it on my pits. As you can see, I applied it on my arm, and it looks like a glue stick. And then it's been a few minutes, so like if I shine my arm to the light, I can see where I applied it. It looks kind of oily. So right now I just applied the deodorant. It feels a little oily. I don't know if I like that. So yeah, let's try it out. So I thought, like, it's a little rainy outside, so I thought I would just run up and down my hallway outside, and this was not sped up. This is actual time. I'm just naturally fast, and also I am very out of shape, so even a few laps around here is probably enough for me to build up a sweat, so we'll see what happens. Didn't like that at all. Super fun, I guess, for a few people out there who like to run. Not me. Not me. Just did the sniff test. So, like, I smell just like when I put the deodorant on, but it's usually when I, like, am working and doing my normal job that I'm just like sweating for no reason. That's usually when it happens, and fitness sweat's not a big deal in comparison. So for the fitness part, I'm going to say that it was a 5 out of 5. No issues. I feel great. It's still kind of waxy, but I guess that's like what happens when you get one of those gel deodorants. Don't like running at all, so did that for you, did that for summary, I guess, to make sure that it passed the cardio test. So let's get into the design review. So I have a free rubric that I designed in the description. This is how I review each product. If you think I'm missing something, I probably am. Like, I'm only a few videos in. I've also, since my first video, cut my rubric in half. So please leave me a comment. If there is something that you would rather see me review in the rubric, let me know. Pop that in down in the comments. Does it work? Does this product fit within the company's product offering, which was why I named it that, but it doesn't really fit? Leave me a comment with like how else to word that if it doesn't make sense. I would say that it does fit because Summary was created to sell this particular deodorant. So they built a company around this one product, so I would say that it works. 5 presentation. So I didn't get this online. I bought it at a Free People near me. There's about 3 of them on display by the checkout line, but I didn't want to record me going into the store and buying it because I didn't want them to judge me. This is more on Free People than Summary, but like when I walked into the store to their display of Summary, like there was a visible layer of dust on all of the products. And there were only 3 of these available, and they were all out on display. 2 of them had been tampered with. This one was the least tampered with. That's on you, Free People. I may not go in and buy your $170 knit crop tops that are on clearance, but when I do visit, I would hope the in-store presentation would be a little better. Anyway, the presentation itself. I love the holographic seal that I thoughtlessly destroyed a few minutes ago. I love that it's the product's main character trait. I'm definitely super sad that it gets damaged when you open it. I shouldn't be this sad over an inanimate sticker, but I was. I was hoping I could take it off and use it on something else. It definitely gives this plain pale pink cylinder that extra element that it needs to stand out. The design upon first glance is really easy to read. There's not a lot of room on this tube anyway, so I understand these decisions. I also know that a ton of health companies either want to kitchen sink it, where they put absolutely all of the information that you could ever possibly care to have on the label, which makes you not want to read them, or they go super minimal and they don't put enough information and you don't even know what it is. So I'm glad that they have just enough. They have everything I need on here, and that is all I ask for in a package. But I will say that the ingredients, all the ingredients at the bottom, are just a little hard to read. Or maybe I'm just old now and my eyes just can't recognize anything below 6 points. But I'm giving it a 4 because target market right here, not being able to read deodorant tube. Manufacturing and container. So I did a quick little Google search and found a comparable tube. Summary does look like a custom color, so I couldn't exactly find the exact manufacturer of whoever made this. You don't often see this peachy pale pink. That's not something you find, I guess. It's so nice. When I type in pink tube, I find this hideous highlighter pink tube. No one likes this. Please stop. Who is making this? Who is making products with this tube? I need to know. I've never seen it on any shelf in any store in my entire life. And I normally don't like doing this, but may I speak for 99% of all women when I say that this shade of pink is not on brand. This is not on brand for us. Make it no longer. Do not make this anymore. This, yes. This, why? 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 Anyway, the design is screen printed, and you can tell that it's a screen print by the way that it is. Screen printing allows the design to be actually part of the substrate or the container, which I love because screen printing allows the letters or the design or whatever to have this sort of tactileness that most other printing methods won't have. And I don't know, I just love feeling the letters and just the spaces in between the lines, which is called letting for you graphic design people out there. Doesn't hold a candle to Braille at all, but it just feels so nice. Other companies might choose to print on a clear label, which is definitely cheaper. It is a cheaper method, but it's not going to give it this super luxe high quality presentation that packages like Summary has. So I really like it for that. I'm probably not going to do this every time I use this deodorant, but I mean, it's still really fun. I think they did a really nice job. I don't know how manufacturing could have messed it up, but there are ways. For example, the screen could bleed ink, so there could be splotchy designs, there could be ink splatter or something, and you wouldn't get this clean look. It just have little speckles that also won't feel as nice because you're feeling the design. And then if you feel the speckles and it feels dirty. I'm glad nothing wrong happened with this label. I'm giving it 5 because they did such a great job. Design and copy. I love that it's so simple and everything is displayed so nicely. They could have done more, but I'm glad they didn't. And that, my friends, is great graphic design in a nutshell. The whole design is essentially just text except for the holographic sticker. But yes, it is designed even though it's just text, and it does look like there's a grid, and my cat just walked in the door. It looks like they used a grid, and being centered counts as a grid, and they have good margins. Okay. Alright. The elements, they don't look like words anymore to me. They look like elements, and that's what I'll call them. And I'm gonna put you down, because you're a little squirmy because of the thunderstorm outside. The elements are distributed in a very visually appealing way in relation to the other elements. But I will say something. My feedback for this design portion would be that I wish that summary was moved down a little bit, because they were taking the descender of the Y into account. Part of typography anatomy, which here's a little chart for you. The descender is anything that goes below the baseline. So most of the letters stop on the baseline, but when you go past that, that's the descender. So like Y's, G's, J's, etc. They took the Y into account, so they moved everything a little up, but I think just move everything down, because most of the letters in the word summary are above that descender baseline. And I would say that so it look even more visually balanced between the top of this area and the bottom of this chunk right here. And it also look more balanced with this sticker put in place here. I'm not sure if the sticker is manually placed or if a machine places it, but it looks pretty centered to this little gap right here. So if it's always going to ideally be centered to this gap, then I would say to move the word summary down a little bit so there's a little more space above. That's my opinion. So the back is actually my favorite part. Yes, it's centered, which is smart on a short tube. So in most cases, it is fine to left align. But in this case of short tube, not a lot of info, and generous spacing, I think the decision to center is great. And then for copy, it's got all the essential selling points. No fluff, ironically, because there's no room for that. And they even have the directions in French. Me gusta. Oh wait, that's Spanish. Je l'aime bien. 4.5 EWG. Y'all, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it's like the fourth product that I've reviewed that hasn't been recognized on the EWG website. So overall, the EWG is a great site. I'm not sponsored, but it's something that I wanted to use on my rubric to give like a more objective glance at each product. So they have products that they rate using their own scale, and they also rate individual ingredients. So I think I'll just go through that. Granted, I don't know where exactly these ingredients have been sourced. Like the EWG, they just do an overview of that particular ingredient, and they didn't disclose where these ingredients came from. I'm just doing like a rough estimate essentially. So I'm just gonna go down the list. We got propylene glycol, and EWG gave it a 3. Butterfly pea flower, they gave it a 1. Sodium stearate is a 1. Witch hazel is a 1. 1s are great, 10s are bad. That's all you gotta know. Bamboo powder is a 1. Fragrance is an 8. I've never met a fragrance that wasn't specified that was good for me, so you earned this 8. Silica is a 2 to 1. Honeysuckle is a 1. Japanese honeysuckle is a 1. Sodium eucinate, I don't know, eucinate is a 1. White willow bark extract is a 1. Hydrolyzed jojoba esters is a 1. Aqua, water, is a 1 as well. The EWG scale is actually the reverse of my scale, so foiled again by math. I got a 1.6, so reverse that. That's pretty much a 5 in my very generalized way of doing math. Did you enjoy that? Did you have as much fun as I did going down the scale of the EWG. Let me know. Maybe this is a good alternative if the EWG doesn't have a set product in their database. I can just go through their ingredients. It's an option. Let me know. So the grand total, I did the math beforehand, so I didn't look like a noob. So drum roll for summary, I've given it a 4.7. Why is math harder sometimes more than others? Yay! That was summary. What did you think? Have you used summary before? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if it worked for you or not. I'm open. If you have any constructive feedback for me, like, I'm all ears. If it is kind, constructive, and beneficial, highly recommend that you take that for your own work. Like, if it's kind, healthy, and beneficial in your work, like, use the heck out of that method. So that's all the news for now. I will see you in the next video. So this is my 1 week update. This is unscripted, so it might, hopefully it makes sense actually. So we'll see. So I've been using Summary for 1 week now, and usually for other deodorants that I've used, it works really well after I make a clay mask, and then a few days later it stops working. But that is not the case with Summary. It has worked all week. I went on a 3-mile walk. It was like 80 degrees outside, a little balmy, a little warm. I went to a small group and I contributed to the conversation, and that usually stresses me out because I'm worried that the things I say won't make sense, and that makes me sweat a little bit. And today I just got back from driving through downtown and I sat in the sun for 2 hours. I mean, not just to test the deodorant, but also to test the deodorant. So that was very stressful for me. So hopefully that was enough stress to test this deodorant. And I gotta say, like, I took deep sniffs after every day, and honestly it has been working really well. Like, the deodorants that I've been using previously, they stopped working. I don't know what it is with their ingredients, but they like mix with my body chemistry, and like I either smell like an old man, I smell like cumin, like the spice cumin. Like, that's exactly what I would smell like. Rotten fruit is a common one that most deodorants can like make you smell like. But that's not the case with Summary. I have noticed very minimal smell. Yeah. I think I'm gonna keep using it for sure because I spent $20 on it. Would I buy this again? Great question. I don't know. I might. I don't recommend, I'm not gonna recommend if you should or not, but I mean, for me, it's been really hard for me to get a deodorant that works, and I've gone through 10 to 15 different brands in like 5 years, and none of them have worked for me, and this one is like kind of working for me. So I really hope that it keeps doing its thing.